recording the session so that we can kind of document it a little bit. Go ahead and get what you need, and I'm gonna hopefully I can make you the focus of our conversation.
Yeah, I just need to get some water actually.
Okay, cool. Cool. So Booker's gonna go get some water. So I'm gonna now. Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, you need to allow me to share screen.
I sure do. And hold on 1 second while I make you the co-host, and I also pin you. There we go.
There we go. Let's see, where's Lightroom? There it is.
So tell us what's going on, Book.
Here we go. That and that, since I'm doing it all in Lightroom. Okay. So here we start in like 2015, 2016. This is the photo I turned into Scholastic Art and Writing and won the National Prize. So that was really awesome. And it's Miss G who encouraged me to like apply for those and like turn work in to awards and stuff. And so, yeah, that's really awesome.
We got to go to New York.
Yeah.
that was the bomb.
Here's some photos I took in Yellowstone area.
Hey Booker, is there a way to make the screen bigger or to?
Oh, I'm in full screen in my view, but I guess that didn't.
Because we can see your preview and the sides, and your work seems to be in the middle. Is if there's a way to, maybe if you hit play at the bottom, maybe. The other play. There's another.
Oh, yeah. Play. Does that work?
It works sort of, but we still see on the sides like preview and then the options bar.
Oh, that's weird because it's different on my screen. Huh. I was not expecting this. Let's see, create saved slideshow maybe?
Is there a way to export it?
Well, preview. Oh, export PDF.
That works. So did you do these in a digital format or on, how did you create the current work that you were looking at? Digital SLR?
Yeah, these are all digital. Later I'll show some analog and like some other processes. There's a lot that I could have shared, but didn't because I didn't want to go over the 20 minutes and it might still go over, but let's see. Open, there we go. Then I just have to make the screen share on the right window, like this.
There we go.
Yeah. All works out in the end. There we go. How Lightroom's giving me trouble. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this isn't all of them. I guess we'll do a short version because it didn't export all of them to this PDF. But so here is one that is this is a mess. This is an analog process one. This is black and white, like dark room kind of things, and I exposed a light sensitive piece of paper to an image, and then instead of like developing it like normal by putting in the fit in the developer and stop and fix, I like splashed the developer on it, so it only developed in certain areas and created like drips and that kind of thing. The sort of square thing in the middle is from the tongs.
Oh, happy accident.
There we go. And here is color film.
Wow.
Took this on USC campus. And then this, I found a couple of like old, like kind of archive images and combined them together in Photoshop for one of my projects at university.
What was
That
it
was a fun
for
one.
this one?
Hmm?
What was the theme, or what was your objective?
This was like second semester, so I'm a junior now, so I kind of forget, but but we just had to, I think we just had to like mess around in Photoshop as sort of an introductory kind of class. But I still really like this one.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I'm really a fan of sort of a chaotic and weird images and abstraction and layering and that kind of thing. And then, oh yeah, this is an image I took uh, like on the subway on Metro. And I just put it in Photoshop, used the magic wand tool and selected some of the like the darkest areas of the image and just deleted them. So
Oh, wow.
that's what all the blank space is. And just messing around with the wave like effect.
How did you create the wave in Photoshop again, or?
Yeah, Photoshop. Digital. No digital. Yeah, I really love texture. Sidewalks are fascinating to me. Sounds dumb, but so this one I printed at like when we still could go to school. I printed it like 6 feet by 6 feet. I still have the like roll in the corner there, and that was for like an art show. That was really cool. Anyway, so I made this by like I have a scanner, and so I just like I messed with it by like while it's scanning, I like shook an image around on it. So it just has these oh, it's not a high res version, but you can zoom in and you see like color from like the sort of errors and scanning of it. And yeah.
Wow.
So it's like a 10,000 by 10,000 pixel image. Unfortunately, it doesn't show that here.
So wait, go back for a second. How did you print you sent it out to get printed, obviously.
Yeah, we have at USC there's like a photo like building like slightly off campus, like a few blocks off campus, and they have like a huge 60-inch printer. Yeah.
Nice. Tell me about this one. Come on.
Sorry. So here I did this project last semester where I did a bunch of like sketchbook collages and scanned them in and then layered them and combined them in Photoshop. That's a common theme among a lot of these images. Um, and so just to like using like the Photoshop blending modes, if you're familiar with those, and yeah, just this process of layering and digital and analog, like collaging.
Beautiful.
Same here, except with photos instead of uh, collage scans. And then this is just raw for my sketchbook without any modifications.
And go back for a second.
Mm-hmm.
In your sketchbook, when you are creating an image like this, Is this as an idea to look at further? Are you working something out? Are you seeing how things work? Tell me a little bit about your process here.
Yeah, it's sort of it's like part experiment, part a log of my, or like sort of a visual diary of how I'm feeling. Sometimes it's just to like um it's not usually to like test out like a composition for like a larger piece. It's sort of like its own thing. Um like I just finished a sketchbook and like documented the whole thing on Instagram. Check me out, Booker Johnson. Anyway, uh, and I forgot where I was going with that.
You know, you were
Uh,
yeah, you were definitely in the right place in terms of you just finished a sketchbook of work that like this. Are
yeah,
you familiar with Ockensfeld? Because
Arkansas. No.
he has a series. He is a photographer, but a good portion of when he's not working doing photography, he has tons and tons of sketchbooks. Actually, it's at school. I went to a lecture at Art Center and got one of his sketchbook, which is like this thick. Like,
Oh yeah.
and
Wow.
it is a compilation of all of his work. Ockensfeld. I'll send
Yeah,
you the.
mine is like
Yeah,
can't really see it well on camera, but
yeah.
yeah, it's all just bunch of tape. So much, so many rolls of tape. So yeah, one process I've been really interested in, and it's like really easy to do, is like take a Sharpie, have like a piece of like plastic and some clear packing tape, and you just like lay down like a layer of Sharpie, and then while it's still like mostly wet, you can, or if it's dry, it's uh, uh, gives it a different effect. But you can use the packing tape and like kind of peel off the Sharpie, and it creates these sort of interesting patterns that I've been obsessed with for like a year now.
That's funny you should say that because that was one of the projects we did when I attended the AP camp in San Diego. We had the clear packing tape and we used different materials to lay down and peel and layer.
Oh
So
wow.
it must be a thing.
Yeah. Cool. I'm disappointed I'm not the first one, but
Wow. Ooh.
this is using like ink and water just on like regular paper, so it's kind of like bent and like wrinkled.
Wow.
And here's an all Photoshop digital, well, no like camera made images. And I typed like one word. I forget what it was now, but like worried or oh no, it was the phrase "I don't know," which I put like meaning into for some reason. And I just like copied and paste that one phrase and into like a grid, and then like had different layers of grids and like shifted them around and did a bunch of like layering and stuff in Photoshop.
Wow.
Oh yeah, this one. Um, so if you there's an effect in Photoshop that's like where you can create like if you have a 360-degree panorama, you can turn it into like a circle. That looks like a whole like world or something like that, or planet. And you can also do like the inverse function of that. So I got like a photo that's like colorful, and like I think it was one of the like scans where I like shake around the image, and then I did that function like repeatedly, and to like sort of unwrap it and then like do that again, and just sort of mess with it and warp it. That probably doesn't make sense, but
No, it does. I know exactly. It's that little whirls that we did in class like 10 years ago.
yeah.
Then you kept unwrapping it.
Uh-huh.
I get it.
There we go. So these are other images that I'm actually kind of proud of. I took a ton of photos when I was coming back home on the metro from USC, like a year or so ago. Might have been less than that. Wow, time. And then I took like consecutive images, so they were just like slightly apart in time. So it was like one image and then a second and a third and a fourth. And then I layered them on top of each other. I forget using one function, some kind of function, but oh yeah, I was using a HDR, high dynamic range, which is usually used to make like both the lights in an image and the darks like equally like present and like well exposed. But here it just like kind of combines them in a weird way using whatever like algorithm that it uses, and creates something that's like multiple images, but it almost looks normal, but just something's off, and I really like that quality.
Wow. So, so let me get this straight. You're on the metro, you take that photo at that like 3 o'clock this afternoon today, and then you go back a week later and you take it 3 o'clock again, same place. And then like a week from now, you take another image on the metro, same place, and then you put all of those three together and use the HDR metric to make that last photo.
That would also be interesting, but I just like rapid fire, like click, 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 click. I'm not great at explaining how I do things, so that's on me.
Went there 3 times on 3 different occasions. And okay. Okay. Because usually when you do HDR, you're standing in one spot and you're adjusting
Yeah.
the aperture or
Yeah,
or,
change the exposure a
yeah.
bit.
That's cool.
Oh.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah, good tip is to use tools and things in ways that they're not meant to be used. I love doing that. It's great.
Yeah, this series is cool, dude.
Thanks. Is this the end? Yeah, but I still have some more things to show if I still have time.
Let's see the other um, work that we could see in Lightroom if we.
Yeah. In a smaller window.
There we go.
Let's see.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, this one was also in Yellowstone. When I actually went to Yellowstone on a National Geographic like student like photo safari kind of thing. That was really, really awesome. Did I say Yosemite? I meant Yellowstone. I think anyway. And so we were like hiking and walking around in like the plains to see the buffalo and stuff, and we just happened across this deer skull, which was really cool. It was like full antlers and everything. I don't think you can see it in that image, but there's also like a notch cut into it, which our like guide told us was so that people don't like take these skulls home to like sell them for like huge profits.
Wow.
So it, like by putting like a damage in it on purpose, it's like preventing that kind of thing from happening.
So
Making it more like natural.
I remember this one from your AP portfolio.
Yeah.
And I remember this one from your AP portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is part of the. There's a photo I took of like some of the bacteria mats in like the hot springs, and they're so like weird and colorful and complex, and I just love that. And this was, I forget which California beach, but a few hours from LA.
It's all coming back to me.
Now this one's Yosemite.
Stop. All right, I think we have about 5 minutes left to class.
I think I should show. I'll see what other ones this was taken with a pinhole camera. And that's a project that's like super easy to do. Just get a box, put a teeny tiny hole in it. And then what I did was I cut another hole in the front and put my camera through that hole. So I was looking at the back wall where the other side of where the hole was. And like the hole projects an image onto the back wall. And so I was taking a photo of that image. It was kind of a weird system, but it worked really well and got some good photos.
That's some really good photos. I remember when you were constructing that in my class, I kept saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Here's some more analog. I'm going to flip through things a little more quickly.
So you've got a lot.
Yeah, so we didn't miss too much.
Not too much. Cool. So before we go, we've got like about 3-4 minutes. If anybody wants to stay a little bit after lunch, I would like to open up the floor to some questions. Perhaps talk about your process. Perhaps if you have some questions on how or why. I don't know if Booker can tell you why he does things, but
Yeah, probably not. But
can tell you maybe his motivations. Catherine, you look like you have a question.
How do you find inspiration of things you want to take photos of?
It used to be like because I haven't taken like actual photos like from a camera in a long time. I should really get back into it, but like I just sort of like explored when like I'm with my camera and like I'm at like some location, maybe downtown, or like I just oh, should I admit that person?
No.
Or anyway. I have ADHD. I'm easily distracted. Anyway. But now it's since I'm doing a lot more like digital things and manipulation and stuff, so I'll like mess around with Photoshop, find some like we play around with like effects, or I'll just like oh, when you think of an idea, always write it down. That's like a hugely important thing. No matter how stupid it is, if it's like a dumb play on words or phrase or just anything, just write it down or like doodle it or whatever works for you. So I have like lists of things and ideas that just have piled up over the years, and I'll look through them occasionally, and sometimes I'll find a neat idea through that, or I'll like find an artist that I like and search like what they do in their practice and try to incorporate that. It's sort of a mess of a bunch of different like things.
So how important is your journaling?
Like writing down like ideas and stuff like that.
Oh, some of the artwork that you showed us from your journals, how important is that to your creativity?
Well, it's important to me, not just for like well, it's important to like stay creative, and it's another like method to just like make work all the time. Because it's easy, it's fast, and it's low stakes. Like if you mess up, or if like you rip the page or whatever, or you spill on it, it doesn't matter. It's not like the end of the world. It's just like a sketchbook, and it's just filled with ideas, and you don't have to share it with anyone unless you want to. So yeah, I think that's an important thing to do. Oh, it's also like a chronicle of like what you've been doing in the past and where you are now, and see if you're like improving. I think I definitely have.
Yeah. I know that you always kept a journal in my class. You were always really good about, I never had to tell you to keep a journal because you always were journaling or doodling or figuring out some patterns or how have your ideas materialized, and are you still figuring them out? Or do you have like a certain direction that you're going in?
That's a good question. I have no idea how to answer it though.
That's
I
good.
think like yeah, it's good. It's okay not to know. Um, uh, yeah, I have no idea where my process is going. I'm excited to see where it'll lead. Um, yeah.
It's a good question. So here's the next question. And this might be easier to answer. What's the smallest piece you've created?
Oh, I'm not sure. This is just on my desk. I made a tiny little book, and
I can't wait. I knew that way. That's why I asked.
yeah. Although I have for my collage stuff, I have tons of like little tiny cutouts from magazines. So I have a bunch of little like words and little bits and bobs that I keep around. Uh, I guess that sort of counts.
Okay. So that tiny little book, I recall that tiny little book. What's the biggest piece? You said you had a 6-foot piece.
Yeah, I think I forget. No, it was like I'm looking at it and I can't tell how big it is. I think it's like 5 feet by 5 feet, something like that.
Okay.
Whatever 60 inches is, because I can't do math.
You are doing different surfaces. I remember that you had glass surfaces, you had
Yeah.
various surfaces. So why did you use those surfaces as opposed to paper? Like what motivated you to get it on another surface?
With different like every like material has like different properties. Like messing around with the like tape and Sharpie like transfers, I found that like using different brands of tape has different effects. Using different plastics has different effects. Like on cling wrap, it has like a weird effect where it has like stripes and things. Um, and like using different pens has a different effect. Um, and like different papers have different like qualities to them, and they like take the ink or whatever like differently. I have printed digital photos on um, that like cardboard material that like cereal boxes are made of, and that's kind of fun. Um, and yeah, so like messing around with materials is a fun thing to do.
Okay. If anybody else has any questions, I think that you have moved uh, the needle. If we're, the guy you're, has shifted for you in many ways. Where photography is one of the elements and things that you use, and now it looks like you're expanding the way that you are expressing yourself, and that's exciting.
Yeah, it's
Exciting.
really exciting.
Does anybody, Chloe, let's see, Phoebe, you all are fine artists. Catherine, if anybody has a question for Booker, now is the time to ask, because it is lunchtime, and you've got maybe about 1 more minute of his time because he has to go as well. No question.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What was your portfolio on, like back in high school?
Like my like concentration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did this thing where I took images and inverted the colors. I don't think I shared any of those. Um, I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm not sure how well that worked as a project, but um, yeah, it was sort of like to create like sort of a surreal, alien, not quite real kind of image.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it was like I can't find I looked through my documentation, and I can't find your portfolio because then I didn't have access to the AP board. Now I do. But it was using Photoshop to inverse colors to create a new
I think I still have it.
oh, you do?
I think I still have if you want me to show you.
Yeah, let's see. I know Anise would love to see it. Anise is doing really, really powerful work. Ah, there it is. All right.
Yeah, so these are the inverted images. Yeah, a lot of like abstract ones.
This was kind of the beginning of your abstraction process that you continue to put.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you're still, and see, this is what I was trying to explain because now they're calling it sustained investigation and inquiry. So if you, so it's changed a little bit. So your inquiry and your investigation, it continues with the way that you are looking at color, the way that you're looking at inverse realities, the way that you're looking at using digital tools and shaking. You're still experimenting. So you still, that question that's out there, how can I use digital mediums to create these alternative worlds continues.
Mhm.
And that's powerful.
Yeah.
And you're like already what? You're a junior now, so you're already like in it. And a lot of what you did in high school continues to um, be an investigation for you. That's beautiful.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Thanks. And the breadth. Some of these I already shared.
Yeah. Powerful. That's why you got a 5. That's why you got a 5. Really cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, this was fun.
All right. So Enzo, did you see that portfolio?
Yeah, I did.
And
It's cool.
and do you see how what he's doing now continues to be what he is, his inquiry is still going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I would love you to see, you know, the few people. Chloe, you're here. I know Chloe is that something that, you know, is interesting to you as well? Chloe? Sometimes I think that.
Sort of.
Okay. All right. Because you were thinking about color and you have like about 10 thoughts going on.
Yeah. I thought about doing color, but then I feel like I was going for something more saturated, but at the same time, I feel like it just doesn't really look good.
So this is where Booker can come in, because I think Booker, you had not only the subject for you was the manipulation of these tools, and so you open the subject of like what you were going to take photos of. In other words, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just people, or it wasn't just the ground. It was, I'm going to see how to abstract the worlds that I see using these tools. So
yeah, process was the exploration instead of the content.
got that? Did you all hear him? Loud and clear. It was process, not content. And I think that's why you were so successful. And that's why you're still successful, because you're still pushed by the process.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I mean, I'm pushed by the process of film, so I get it. I get it. And it's, so did you hear that, Chloe?
Yeah.
So think about the process. Thank you so much, Booker.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So old now?
Oh, yeah.
Wise now?
Nope. Wiser. Not wise, but wiser.
Wiser. I appreciate you so much. Go to class.
I appreciate you.
What time's your class?
I have Fridays off, so
Very good.
that's a good college perk.
Oh, cool.
and line up that way.
Hopefully we can get you back to maybe look at some portfolios next time.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, and you've got to see, okay, so let me share my screen with you. I'm going to stop
Mhm.
recording.